I don't know about Bush League, but I hate when teams do that shit. Like, make it legit.
It was a foul ball.
Like when Strahan, Brett Favre falls down so Strahan could touch him. Like, give me a break.
Well, were the Packers going to the playoffs that year?
No, but it was for Brett Favre to get the record.
No, it was for Strahan to get the record.
I mean, Strahan to
Sack.
get the record.
Yeah. That's what. Was there playoff implications in that game?
Doesn't matter.
There wasn't in the Rangers game.
Get it real. Get it real life. Babe Ruth no opposing pitcher didn't go to Babe Ruth and be like, I'm going to throw this straight down the middle for you, buddy, for your record.
Allegedly. We don't know. Babe Ruth ain't here anymore. We don't know. The media wasn't clamoring to throw him under the bus back then. Was there media back then? How did that work
They wore
back
those
then?
little hats with feathers in them.
I thought that was everybody. The newspaper hats?
Yeah, press. It said press. And they're like, hey, guys, we're out here at the old ballpark. Come out and get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks, folks. It's going to be an exciting one today with the 17-0 New York Yankees against the Brooklyn Nets tonight. And come on out,
Dodgers,
folks.
sir.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
That was the Brooklyn
basketball.
Dodgers.
Hey, I'm singing to the future. Leave me alone here. And everybody, hey, get your newspaper. Come on out. Get dressed up in your Sunday best. And come on out to the ballpark tonight. Going to be an exciting one.
All right, so here's a quote.
Horrible skit.
First baseman Ronald Guzman for the Rangers, let it drop. He said, honestly, that play, I was going for it. When I got close to it, I heard the entire stadium tell me to let it drop. So the fans were in tune. Like, you could hear a audible, let it fall.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
the fans knew what was happening?
Like, the fans, he's never gotten 200 before. So, they knew going into that game, oh, Mike Minor has a chance to get 200 strikeouts. Like, that's been through a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say, we might not have been
So,
recording when we started this conversation.
He said he decided to adhere to the request. I mean, it was a 2-run game. Chris Woodward said the manager acknowledged that it was almost crossing the line. Once the ball hit the ground, Minor was just one strike away. So, I mean, he got the strike on the foul ball. So, and then he struck out that batter. So,
here's my question. Does that keep the Rangers out of the playoffs?
Yes, it kept them out of the playoffs big time. But he was trying to finish off a 200-inning, 200 strikeout season. So, he got it. He struck out our old boy, Chris Owings.
But was he not going to get another start? Well, that was his last start? Because baseball wraps up Sunday, right?
Yeah, so there's 3 games left.
So no, he wouldn't have gotten out. So he had to get
He was at 125 pitches on at that point.
Today they're putting his arm back on.
So, yeah. So here you go, man. Use and abuse.
Today his arm is being reattached.
And he said, Mike Minor says, it's just an accomplishment that I was look at this past offseason of wanting to improve last year. This year, I got a little bit closer to the end, and a lot of guys were talking about it. Then today, I got closer. I knew we were a couple of strikeouts away, and I tried to get it. Other than that, people say it's hard to do.
How much of a bonus does he get off of that? Hitting that milestone is my question.
I was looking. I don't think there is a bonus.
You don't think there is?
Yeah, that's what. I looked at his contract.
Because if that was the case, I would be. If he missed out on a bonus because a guy doesn't do that, I'd be pissed off at the guy for not doing it. Then
I assume there was a bonus, but I'm not seeing anything in this story or article that says there was one. But I'm sure. I mean, he came off. He had some injuries, in his past.
Yeah, but
so it's got to be something bonus related, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be that, but maybe it's 200. It might be 200.
There's got to be some sort of incentive.
It's not going to be 200 innings, 200 strikeouts as a bonus, but it might be 200 innings or
200 Ks. You get 200,000 for each.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's not going to be some weird impossible or, it's not going to be both of them combined. But, yeah, I wouldn't be too upset. I mean, it's stupid. There's no playoff implications. It just drives me nuts.
Right. The Red Sox weren't going to the playoffs. The Rangers weren't.
Red Sox missed the playoffs.
I know. I said the Red Sox weren't going to the playoffs. Yeah. The Rangers weren't going to the playoffs. Whatevs. Let them have at it.
And it goes back to that whole baseball unwritten rules bullcrap that, is just stupid.
And you see that, though, with pop-ups to, like, second base where they'll let it fall to get the lead runner because he's faster.
The infield fly rule is in effect, Jason.
Well, sometimes they'll just let it fall to get the out.
I thought if you do that, they're both safe, though. What's the infield fly rule actually say?
I really wish I knew.
I think it's because you can't.
See, it's something you rarely see.
Well,
sometimes you probably should see it that you don't see it. But no, like Ian Kinsler, he always does that. He got burned this year. Somebody like ripped him a new one for doing that, where he let it fall to get the lead runner, and the umpire was like, "No, I'm not having any of that." So I think with a man on, there's no like infield fly.
The umpire, the second base umpire has to put his hand up like this when it's a pop up in the infield. I know that.
He has to do it audibly too. You have to say it too. You can't just put your hand up because the player needs to hear you.
And then the announcer always says infield fly rule in effect. Hey, those are the two things that happen. So it treats certain fly balls as though caught before the ball is caught, even if the infielder fails to catch it or drops it on purpose. The umpire's declaration of an infield fly means that the batter is out regardless of whether the ball is caught. Yeah. So I knew somebody got out, but I wasn't sure if it was a lead runner. So if he drops it and throws to second and gets that guy, that means they're both out?
If the infield fly doesn't get called. Like, not everything's an infield fly. It's the dumbest rule ever in baseball. Just take that rule out. There's no reason for an infield fly rule. Because there's some that get popped up right by the pitcher, where the pitcher or the first baseman comes in, misses it, and the guy scores. Same thing will happen the next play. Oh, let's call infield fly on that one. It's dumb. It's stupid. If the ball's put in play, your job's to catch it. Why are you going to give somebody a free out because the ball's put in play? It's dumb. Take that rule out.
Well, that's the thing, because if the ball, it's on those high pop-ups that they call it, that stay in the air forever.
Well, sometimes.
Because
not every time.
The guy on first has to hold up. So if you let it drop, you're obviously going to get him out at second really quick because, he's got to hold up. So I think that protects him.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't call it. That does happen. I don't know. So it's a dumb rule.
Like I said, I just assumed, I knew somebody got out. I wasn't sure if it was the lead runner.
What was it? The Braves a few years ago? There's an infield fly rule called when the ball was halfway in the outfield.
Yeah, that was the one where that
was the wild card game.
Yeah, the
back in like 2012, I think.
The shortstop was running with the ball to his back, and the umpire called, and that was a huge.
Yeah,
because it's only supposed to be in the infield. It's not
that ruined the game for him. Like the Braves were like throwing batteries and stuff out. Like it was
the Braves fans.
Braves fans. If I was a Brave, I would have thrown a bat with an umpire.
That's right. I remember that because I was outraged. I was outraged by that.
It landed next to the outfield umpire. Just stupid.
Yeah, and the guy was running out there with his back to the infield, and the guy called it. And I guess once you call it, because I remember that rule, because once you call it, you can't uncall it. So that umpire obviously it was like mini fans in the stands at Diamondbacks games where a routine pop up and everybody thinks it's a home run. So that umpire just totally misread it off the bat.
I guess.
Oh, I thought that was going to the pitcher. But baseball, final weekend, I think it's pretty much wrapped up. There's a couple of wild card chases.
Everybody's locked in, I believe. It's just about seeding. The Brewers could actually win the NL Central, I believe.
They can still
Cardinals are playing the Cubs, which, of course, you can see that on ESPN this weekend, probably all 4 games and 3 games, whatever it is. Have
the Cubs won since they lost 7 in a row the other day?
No, they're still at 9 straight losses here.
So the St. Louis is going to sweep them.
They're a streaky team at 9 losses.
Yeah, so Milwaukee's in, Cardinals are in, Dodgers are in the NL side.
The wild card for the AL might see some movement this week. Going to be an uphill climb, though, if you are Cleveland, as they are 2 games behind.
But they're playing a hard team,
and they've lost 2 in a row. I'm not sure who they're playing this week. They might be playing the Twins to end out, because usually you try to end out with a division opponent. But no, other than that, the wild card for the NL is set. The playoff teams are set at least. Then it's just all about who goes where when it comes to Milwaukee and St. Louis. The Braves.
Oh, no. Cleveland has Washington this weekend. That's right.
Yeah, Washington has it locked up, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
And they're set up for the wild card, so Scherzer is ready to go for that wild card game.
Yeah, he pitched the other day, so Strasburg, he pitched the other day too. Yesterday, I think.
So. Wasn't that great when the Phillies got eliminated in Washington, and the fans just, and Harper like has a routine single, and the fans like jokingly give him a clap, like good job. I loved it.
My boy,
I loved it.
My boy Bryce. I hope he gets redemption. Obviously, you want redemption in year one when you go to a new team. So
Well, you don't.
I hope he gets it.
You don't want to get eliminated at your old place, though. Like that's
Right.
the worst possible place.
I mean, at least the first game he had there back in April when he jacked a home run, all those Phillies fans are there. He was able to be like, suck on that, and then it just all went downhill
Just
from that.
the only thing he probably didn't want to happen was get eliminated in Washington.
But he still has some beautiful hair.
My big surprise is the Mets, man, 83 and 76. Like, wow,
You thought they'd be better or worse?
worse.
Well, I think when they got
stayed
Stroman, they
healthy.
kind of turned it a little bit.
Yeah, but they got healthy too. They didn't have all the injuries they had before.
Here's how dumb the wild card is, though. Theoretically, if Milwaukee was to pass St. Louis, or either or, well,
they got
I guess that one doesn't matter. But Washington this week,
Milwaukee has Colorado this week.
Washington's tied with the Cardinals record-wise. They could be better than a division winner.
Yeah.
And then you look at the American League side. If Minnesota loses all three and Oakland wins all three, they'd have the same record. A wildcard team and division winner. I think it might be time to get rid of the divisions
This is the
seed it up.
same. This is the same conversation. you
I
had with
think we saw it
football.
last year
Yeah.
where the Yankees and Red Sox both had like 100-plus wins.
Yeah, they both were dominating, and one
And
was a
everybody
wild
else had like
card.
95.
Yeah, yeah, but we have this conversation all the time with football where, you know, some wild card team has 10 wins and the worst division leader has 8 or 9, you know, so everybody's like, get rid of that rule. So same thing in baseball, but that was the thing last year because the Yankees and the Red Sox, they both had like 105 wins or something.
Yeah, they
and
were
the closest
rocking.
one was like 90, and everybody was like, you know,
What the deuce?
so there was like, wow, good luck playing the Yankees in the wild card round. Jeesh.
So there's your baseball talk for you.
Well, you know, it's
Open her
playoff
up.
time. So next week we'll be talking playoffs.
Playoffs? You talking playoffs?
Playoffs.
Well, before, as we close down that season, let's talk about another season that just closed. BB21, Big Brother, just wrapped up. And you gave I saw you tweet about this. You were not happy with the final episode? Or
you knew you knew who was going to win, and two, like totally anticlimactic. The only thing that was
Yeah, usually I think usually they ask the guest, hey, who you voting for
Yeah.
in the jury? So they give them their little keys. It's like, I'm voting for this person. All right, cool. So we're going to match it up to where the last vote matters.
Yeah.
But here it's like, oh, shit, we don't have enough.
like you knew like what three.
There's not enough.
You knew 3 to go that Mickey was winning it, and then the only thing that was like even remotely suspenseful was when they basically called Mickey a racist in the house, and his facial reaction was
God.
classic.
He literally came out of the house after winning, and he was just like disheartened, like, what the hell, like, really?
It took the momentum out of the win because he was just like, "What the f?"
Yeah, and you heard him talking to his mom. He's like, what the hell did they show? And his
Yeah,
mom's
I
like,
know.
no, like, don't worry about it. It's nothing. Like,
So
it's literally what it
I
is.
saw rumblings about it early on, but I don't know. I don't see.
You
that.
know what it is, though. It's
know.
those fucking social justice warriors on social media.
It was the players.
He took out a.
It was the players.
No, the
though.
people on social media were the ones, the first ones that brought
I
it
know,
up.
but then
whenever
you're-
they watch live feed, it's like, oh, you know what? He put up Ovi, he put up David, he put up Kimmy, he put up Cliff.
Yeah.
This guy's a fucking racist. He literally said when he did it, hey, I'm putting up these people because of this. And even they had to ask the black people, let's ask the black people how we feel. And Kimmy's like, well, Kimmy's just a bitch regardless. All right, I don't care what
But
Jackson said. No, she's a bitch. And
even-
Jackson probably last time was like, Kimmy, you are a fucking bitch. Fuck off. I don't care about you. I was in the jury house. You weren't. And then fucking they asked David. David's all like, hey, let's ask the black guy. And he's all like, well, after watching it back, I thought it was just gameplay.
But he
And
was
then Ovi's just like, they bully everybody. Ugh.
hold on. But the bullying thing was something different.
Well, yeah.
But
which
but
we
they-
saw that
when
play
they
out.
went to David. David was like, I thought it was a race thing, and when you guys go back and watch, you will see you guys make comments that allude to racial stereotypes on there. But so I thought that took the momentum out because I was just like, are you effing kidding me? Like, you don't sabotage the guy inside the house when he's about to like win, Like, what kind of sabotage was that.
And it was the same thing whenever Jack got eliminated.
Yeah, but they did that outside the house. Like, that's
Right,
fine. After
right.
he wins and he comes out, then you can be like, all right, here's the deal. But you don't do it while you guys sitting. He's been quarantined for 90 days, has no idea what anybody's talking about, and you just throw. You could see his reaction. Like he almost fell out of his chair. So I thought that took the momentum away from it. I feel like just the whole year was just so disappointing. Like, you just kept waiting. Like, even Cliff, when they interviewed Cliff, he's like, guys, it's just they tricked us, and I trusted them and all that. And it was just like, when Cliff watches this back, he's going to see, 10 times throughout the year where he could have gotten Mickey
that's
out.
Regardless of the point. Like, yeah, he knows.
Ugh.
He knows when he left that day. He's like, I could have done it.
But it's not just
But he
him.
didn't do it.
The whole
And
gameplay
none of
was
them
just
did it.
awful.
And when they all watch it back, they're going to know. But to the other point, though, Jackson literally won 11 effing comps. Jackson was going to keep himself safe in the house regardless.
But they had their chances. I know, but I get that.
Like, you did have a chance, so you should have took it. But he won
But
11
then-
effing comps.
but then,
the guy
right?
played a hell of a game.
So I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just talking about why this was a disappointing finale, and I was totally just like, oh my God, can you just hurry up and get this over with? Because then the second Mickey wins the HOH, don't even do anything else. Just go to the finale because we know who he's taking. Like, don't give us all this fluff bull crap about, will he take Holly? No, he's not.
All he did was go to commercial break
He's
and
not
came
taking
back.
Anybody else?
They should have done all right, guys, y'all get to talk, because Julie's like, we gave you guys a minute, and Holly, she just kept talking.
Why do an HOH?
I would have went with Nicole.
Why do an HOH with Holly and Mickey when you know they're both taking each other?
Well,
why are you wasting our time?
because it's the game, Steve.
It's
You don't
stupid.
know. Maybe he could have motherfucked her that week.
It was anticlimactic.
Maybe he could have said something vile.
It was disappointing. It was anticlimactic. I enjoyed this season because it was infuriating watching the gameplay. It was exciting to watch, like, Cliff and Nicole get as far as they did. Stuff like that. But just this finale was just like, oh my God, let's just skip to the end. We know where this is
I
going.
mean, outside of the game, look, the last episode always sucks if you're just going based off the gameplay, because it's always like, kind of who, like, what's going to happen. Like, once the HOH is done, you kind of already know, all right, these are going to be the final two. And you knew once those final two were picked, it's like, all right, are these people going to vote on gameplay or going to vote on personal? And a lot of them voted on gameplay outside of Jess, who you knew was going to vote personal because she hates Jackson.
And Cliff.
And Cliff. Well, Cliff voted for Mickey.
I think he did.
Yeah, Cliff voted for Mickey.
Yeah, you're right.
Jack voted for Mickey. Let me pull up the results here if I can find them real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
who
I'm just
voted
saying,
for who.
Like, I get finales can be anticlimactic, but this was like really bad compared to previous years. That's all. I'm
Well, it's not scripted, Steve. So
it's just no drama, no nothing. And did you really care if Holly or Jackson won? Or Mickey won? Did you care which one won?
well, if Hollywood won, I would have not been happy. Because I wanted Jackson to win. Yeah, because I think Jackson's played the best game this year. And I was interested to see how they're going to vote. So Kat voted for Holly, but Kat and Holly did have a final two that they made.
Yeah.
Jessica voted for Holly, which I think that's more personal. And Nicole, in her comment, said, after being with you guys this past week, this is how my vote's going to go. So maybe her and Holly got close. Whatever. But Cliff, Nick, Christy, Tommy, Annalise, and Jack all did the right thing and vote the best guy
I did the right thing.
as the winner. It was the right thing.
I don't disagree. He played a great game. Like I said, it was just anticlimactic. Just the way they talked to the jury people,
Well, you know why they couldn't talk to him and put too much time on that? Because they had to rush and make sure everybody knew that Jackson's a racist. They had to rush to that, Steven.
Once that happened, dude, it didn't just take out Mickey's attitude. Like, after that, I was like, I'm done with this.
And then you see him come out of the house, and like Kimmy's standing over there, like, in the background, because she hates Jackson. Because she's like, I hope y'all are better people. Like, Kimmy, you're kind of a cunt in the house.
That was the other thing. So my favorite thing was like, she was like, I don't understand why you guys are so obsessed with me. And Jack comes out and he's like, look, we were in the house. It was heated. It was out of ignorance. He plays it right? And then Mickey's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You don't remember sitting in that room and just bashing the crap out of her like after she got eliminated on national television, dude?
Yeah. I mean, when they watch it back, you know, and another thing about last night, too, obviously, was the Isabella-Nick confrontation.
That was awkward, too.
That was super awkward since Nick is shacking up with Kat now.
Okay, here's my take on that. And they made it awkward, but how stupid are you? If you're in the house by yourself with, like, Mickey and Holly aren't, like, if they're not broken up today, you know, definitely in the next week.
Oh, yeah,
right?
it's coming down.
They're going to be like, dude, I have my own life. Yeah,
they're not going to make it.
It's going to be Holly, by the way. Holly's going to be the one that's going to be like, look, man, I have my own life.
I don't know. I mean, you think after winning Big Brother, you might get some poontang thrown at you?
Well,
he's going to be like, see you later. I won Big Brother.
It's going to be Holly. Like, he's so loyal. That's the other thing. I agree with Cliff. Don't walk around saying how freaking loyal you are when you literally backstabbed the last 3 people in the house.
To be fair on the loyal train, especially the Cliff deal, not once did Mickey go up to Cliff and say, hey, man, me and you are going to be final 2. Cliff was putting the words in his mouth, and he was just like, yeah.
Wrong.
But either way, he should have been that. Win. Tell me I'm wrong. If you thought he was going to turn his back on Holly, you're a goddamn moron, and you deserve to go fucking kill yourself because you're fucking stupid.
But
that is the dumbest fucking move of the game. Hey, let's take a fucking showmance to the final fucking 4. Yeah, we got this game figured fucking out. Then you get out. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, newsflash, you took a fucking showmance.
The neighbors at the new studio are going to wonder what the heck we're doing right now.
I think when we yell, it gets more echoey in here, too.
Yeah, so. I know, right? So we're trying out a new studio, for everybody knows. We don't have it completely done, but we're going to be doing some video stuff coming up with the podcast, so look forward to that coming up here. However, no, he sat there, looking at Cliff and telling him one thing and lying to him is one move. Looking at a man that respects handshakes and thinks that way, shaking his hand and telling him that is a totally different deal.
Well,
and Mickey knew what he was doing don't shake the man's hand, and I would agree with you.
After what Cliff and Nicole did, though, I think all bets were off. I don't
disagree.
And I can't fault Mickey for that because
I don't disagree, but he didn't tell him.
Like, they could still be like, "Oh, well, we kept you guys in." Like, no, dude, you literally made it like
I'm not
a stressful time when it shouldn't have been that stressful.
I'm not disagreeing with that. He did everything right. But don't sit there and say how freaking loyal you are to everybody when you weren't. He was loyal to one person. That was himself and Holly, 2 people.
Well, Steve, you know, we're playing chess, not checkers, all right?
So don't sit there and be like, guys, I played a loyal game. I was loyal to everybody. Like, no, you weren't. Half the jury house hates you because you weren't. Jess hates you because you portrayed that you were her best friend in the house and you weren't. Yeah. So that's what drives me nuts on that stuff. But the Isabella thing, going back to that, is, okay, you're in this house with all these people, right? It's like The Bachelor, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you do nothing else in your life except for hang out with one person, and you're like, oh my God, wait for me, whatever. I ain't walking. I may say that in the house, which I would never do. But let's say I did say that in the house to a girl. Man, the second I walk out of the house, like that goes by the ways. Like, dude, we were in a house together.
Right.
Like, if you want to like try something after we leave, but look, real life happens. Like, and just for Isabel to be like, you promised to me, and then you do that, and then like, oh my God. You
like, guys were if I was a single dude,
30 days,
and I went in the house as a single dude, and I met a girl, and then I got voted out pre-jury, and I was out in the real world, you know what's going to light up. My Twitter's going to light up. My Instagram's going to light up. My DMs are going to light up. All right, and Julie Chen. So, how's your relationship going to be with Sandra? Oh, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I told Julie, like, girl, I'm going to get my cell phone. That thing's going to be bright red with all those swipe rights. I'm going to town. Yeah, Isabella, though, gosh, not very good looking. You see her last night? Not. But
I thought she was better looking last night than she was.
No, I don't like the hair. I don't like the hair dye.
Yeah, wasn't it like a blonde?
No boobs.
Short?
No boobs. She leave those at home or what?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't pay attention.
No, I don't know. It was a midriff little showing thing.
Only one that I really remember is I was surprised at how Jack's suit was oddly fitting on him.
Everybody was really dressed up. I wonder. I have to imagine they take him shopping, right? Because, like, you didn't have those clothes. Like, you did not bring a suit into the house. Yeah. Like, Cliff never had that shirt. But we did find out what happened to Cliff's hat. Apparently got a new one because Nicole wore his hat out of the house last night.
Yes, he kept it in the
one with
house.
The stains.
Yeah, she kept it in the house.
Yeah. But he had another hat throughout because remember, like, the hat got really clean. So I guess CBS probably went out and say, hey, man, I'm sorry we ruined your hat. What size are you? Probably got
they all wore different clothes throughout the season. They walk out with a duffel bag.
Yeah.
But they wear 90 days worth of clothes. Like you'll see duplicates, but it's not like every day they have the same outfit on. So
Mickey, though, he was the least dressed last night out of all of them. He was not dressed to
he
impress.
just had a button down.
He just had his
jeans,
normal,
right?
his normal jeans. Everybody else is all dressed up. I mean, Nick looked like a goddamn bartender from Cheers.
It just Jack's suit was just oddly form fitting. It was just like he's like, give me a tailor.
Hey, he looked good.
No, I imagine they have to take care of him and stuff like
Right.
that. You imagine, because like you said, they've been in there the whole time, and I mean, get haircuts and stuff. A stylist obviously has to go in there to do it because they're not leaving the house.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
I know that part. They do that part. I'm just wondering for the final if they were like.
So I did
because
find
I doubt
out.
Holly had that dress. She's like, this is the dress I'm wearing final night. I feel like they just took him shopping. Or at least had somebody come in
I
and
did
say, hey,
find out
what do you want?
they do have to clean their own house, but somebody does come in and do a deep cleaning after like the big comps where they trash it or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, they have to do their own.
Yeah, I think they
cleaning
get a deep clean like once a week.
Yeah. Other than that, they have to clean it themselves and everything and whatnot. Because I was curious on that. I was like, what do they do? Just sit around? No, they actually have to do their chores, I guess, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
and that's like the way to like make bank in the house too. If you're the one like I'm cleaning the kitchen, hey, we'll keep the guy who cleans the kitchen around for a few evictions.
Ovi made some awesome cookies. And,
Well, that's just cookies.
What do you think about Nicole winning the was that House Guest of the Year 20?
Yeah, America's favorite house guest.
whatever,
I thought, after her wins, she was kind of working on me. I feel like Cliff kind of ruined it because of just his thought process last week.
I think he looks
So I was like, he looked so dumb, and like I think America liked him, but you saw Holly, they were talking like her coming out of her shell and being a butterfly. Like I teared up a little bit last night when she saw her mom. Not gonna lie, I had the tears rolling when she
She's a family
looked over and
girl.
saw her mom. So I was very happy for Nicole.
I agree. I think the production did Holly a service as the season went on. Was they focused more on her gameplay.
Nicole, you mean?
I mean, Nicole, not Holly. Yeah, Nicole. They focused on her gameplay more as the season went on. It's like when she was in the journal room or whatever they call it. Then, that's where she would. They would literally show her like being
Diary
room, yeah, DR. That's right. And she would be in there and be like, "I think this is going on," but she wouldn't let it out in the house. But when she went in there, she would be like, "This is what," and she was right.
Yeah.
So I think the production did her a really big service, and was like, "Man, she's smarter than."
And just like the win she had, she was breaking down that one. She won the double eviction night, her first win. And she got the veto.
puzzles.
Her and Cliff were always like buddy. Like she was just kind of like the little sister, like the little daughter. I guess she'll probably be a close Thanksgiving this year. I imagine. Maybe the whole family they'll get together. I feel like.
Where's Cliff from?
Is he from Texas? I know he's rocking the A&M gear, so I think in Texas.
Was he? Oh, was he? Yeah. I know he's an oil guy because he traveled all over the world for oil, so that would make sense. But yeah, she's from Long Island. She definitely came into the house as a homebody, like never leaves the house. I'm not making fun of her, but I believe she lives in her parents' basement still.
He's from Houston.
Houston, yeah. I knew he was an oil guy, so I figured.
With the makeup on her too, she did not look terrible last night.
She's a librarian.
I would holler at it.
How does intern number 2 feel about that comment?
Yeah, I'm never going to meet her, so.
I don't know, Jason. We were walking down.
Yeah, at NASCAR.
Yeah, we're walking down the hot pit area.
Pit road.
NASCAR in California this year, and I'm yelling at you from 2 miles away while I'm stalking
Tyler and Angela.
I'm literally like behind them, like, where's Jason? Where's Jason? Jason, get over here. And
Tyler
like,
and Angela.
what? And I'm
Tangela, Tangela.
Tyler and Angela. And you like take off.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Maybe. All right. Well, all right. Me and intern 2, I guess, have to work out our hall pass list. Or maybe if it's like, can be like one of those invites.
I'm just saying.
Maybe if we just, a double invite, not a double eviction, but a double invite into the bedroom. Work a little trifecta there.
Just saying.
We can do it.
Normally, I would agree with you that you're probably never going to meet her. However,
yes, it has happened. I have met Big Brother winners in the past.
We've had some weird meetups lately with what we do and everything.
Hey, you know what? Last year, I'm 1 for 1 on meeting America's favorite house guest. So who knows?
Who won it last year?
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler did? I thought Casey would have.
So it could happen.
Oh, my God. Was that a wig on JC's head, by the way? In the second?
I think that's his hair now.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know. I think it is, too. I was being sarcastic.
That was weird. I was giving myself shit for my hair. I was like, oh my God, my hair. So I'm trying to grow it out, but nothing else is growing in. So I was like, oh.
I couldn't stop looking at it. It was like, what is that, man? Like, it was oddly styled. And like, if he would have just let it lay low, but it was like combed forward, it was weird, right?
He got the nick, I guess.
So, Big Brother 21 is over.
You sent it in your video for Big Brother 22?
Dude,
let's make you a video.
Let's
just see. Let's do a video for you.
I'm not opposed to going on it.
We got all the stuff. We got all the gear. We can make you a video.
I'm not going to lie to you, Jason. I got nothing else to do. So
exactly.
You
have nothing to do for 99 days.
I can spend 90 days in a house and not skip a beat. I mean, let's be honest here.
So we'll make you a video. We'll like get you hiking. Be like, oh, I'd love to go hiking. You know, we'll add some sound effects, some flames like Kenny Powers. Can always use more flames.
My only regret is I don't have enough flames.
So
I just don't know, man. I'm just wondering if after this season, if the show's just like jumped the shark, as the kids say. It was just so disappointing. Every week I just felt disappointed watching it, and and I can't figure out if it was just the gameplay, the people they chose this year, or if it's just the seasons are getting bad. I don't know. But then again, Tyler and Casey in that season was freaking phenomenal because they were able to keep their secrets.
The thing I liked most about this season is the right guy won. I feel like 2 years ago when Josh won, he shouldn't have won over Paul because Paul played the better game. But Josh was throwing out. You know, the one thing I didn't like is that CBS stopped airing the goodbye speeches. Yeah. And
This year?
You have to watch the little thing. I never did that.
That's because I only did it. I did it one time.
You did it for Jack because all the stuff that she was saying about Jack.
Yeah, well, I did it for Jack and I did it for somebody else that was controversial. It was one of the girls, just because I wanted to see. Because the thing about those goodbye messages is some people are like, "Hey, I did this to you," right. And then sometimes they're like, "Oh, hey, good luck," even though they hate each other. Yeah. And that plays obviously into the jury pool. So that's why I watched 2 of them. But yeah, I'm not logging in.
Right, even though I don't have to log in and just watch it. But
I watched the live feeds like once, and I picked the right night to log in and have it on. It was when that big fight was happening.
Shit was getting crazy
with the Grateful Eight or whatever, when they were all breaking up. And Jack and Mickey kind of went their separate ways after that. I just happened to tune in that night. But then, like I said, it ruins the show for you. That's the problem. Is then you go to watch the show and you're like, saw it. Like, why am I watching
the thing
this?
That's good, if you know the nights when they do the Pop TV stuff, because then they'll play games and stuff at night instead of just like random people sitting down and not talking, or like Jackson and Holly just laying in bed, Tommy and Christy saying, "Oh my God, this thing in Staten Island, oh my God, it was so great," and all that stuff. So yeah, if you watch it on the Pop TV nights, that's when the good stuff is, because they'll do like games and stuff. But
but it's basically them just sitting around all day long doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's ridiculous. So you were happy with it. I wasn't. We'll see Big Brother 22 if it comes back. Got to end at some point, right?
Well, I actually, we turned on season 1 a few weeks ago. And
yeah, because you have access.
We did the first episode. My God, how much the game has changed. Like, they literally hated the house guests season 1. And it was nothing like what it is now. You were voted out by people like watching. And I remember watching that season because I was back when I was like, was it 99? I think it was 12 or 13, I think. At the time when it came out, I remember this guy from Texas in a wheelchair, I believe he won it. And it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, he had like one leg and a wheelchair. But it wasn't like, hey, you're in the jury house, you're the HOH, you got to put these people up. It was all like some weird games and stuff that they did. So we watched like the first 45 minutes, like, my God, they hated these people.
The the game's changed so much, but there was one season, I don't know, it might have been 10 or something, where there was this girl on there that everybody in the house just hated, and she ended up winning it because she was so good at being hated that people were like, if you can make it this far and I hate her, so she ended up winning it. I can't remember her name, but it was like phenomenal to watch, and it's like, man, I gotta go back and find that one. But so back to real life now, Jason. All those people are out of the house now, visiting their family they haven't seen in 90 days. Mickey and Holly are probably breaking up.
I was sad that Sam didn't talk last night. He was the only one that did not talk a bit last night. When they brought
all he would have done was yell.
I know. You figure the guy who yells, he would have been like, send it at least. Like, at least give me a send it, Sam.
Send it!
Kimmy got to talk about how she was the first one evicted, how everybody hates her. Ovi got to talk about how he was bullied. David got to...
Holly was bullied. I mean, Nicole was bullied.
David got to talk about his the race claims in the house. He got to be the racial warrior. And Sam, he just sat up there. Isabella got to talk about how Nick made her look a fool. And Sam, he just sat there with a smile like, eh.
Send it!
Hey, guys. But yeah.
Yeah.
So moving forward, what else do we got? Big football week. Bye weeks start this week in the NFL.
I hate this about the NFL.
4-week buys.
But before we
Is it
do
week
that,
4?
let's go college football.
Yeah, that works.
Because I'm beating you in college football picks, and that's what I want to talk about first.
How am I doing the NFL picks?
Then we'll find out if my math's right.
All right.
So last week the games we had were Tennessee and Florida. We both went Florida,
Went out on a
rightfully
limb.
so. Did you see? On a side note, did you see Pruitt this week talk about how even though they're 1-3 to start the season, the team is better than it was last year? He literally said that this
still
week.
holding out playoff hope. I hear you.
Well, after this bye week this week, they get to play lonely Georgia, so maybe another win. Oh, never mind. Big loss coming up. So Florida won that one. We both picked
in
that.
Athens? Could be a difference.
Try not to laugh there. I'm sorry. Try that again. I'll try to keep a straight face.
Is that in Athens? Could make a difference.
It could.
Okay.
It could keep them from losing by 40 or 45.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
ASU and Colorado. We both picked ASU. Buffalo's won by 3.
That was stupid.
ASU had their chances. It might be a case of a young team, reading their headlines a little bit because they started really
They're on
bad.
social media. They're on there.
Yeah, they started bad. Notre Dame, Georgia. We both were hoping Georgia would dominate that game. They did not, but they did pull it out. In Georgia too. That's what was most shocking about that game. Wisconsin, Michigan. I had Wisconsin. You had Michigan because for some reason you still have faith that Jim Harbaugh knows how to coach college
No
kids.
faith in Jim Harbaugh. I'm glad Wisconsin targeted that effing quarterback.
Twice.
Hope that guy ends up on a freaking stretcher.
Twice.
I don't know if I can say that because we had 2 people carted off last night. But still,
Yeah.
I don't care. Screw that kid. Screw Harbaugh.
So-
screw the M.
I had Wisconsin. You had Michigan. Michigan.
Turn the M upside down for wieners because that's all they are. They're a bunch of
Here's
wieners.
the thing I don't get, man. Like, Michigan has the talent. They have the coaching staff to win, and they're just it was 35-0 before you blinked.
Like, if you lose, like Notre Dame last week lost, what, 23-17? Pretty close
like that.
game. And we all were hoping that Georgia would just wallop them. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were to lose... Sorry, I was trying to yawn and get
I
you
was
to talk.
waiting for that. I was like, how's this going to work out?
But if Michigan would have just, done that... I think when you go into every season, Michigan and Notre Dame are always way overranked. More than what they should be.
But Michigan should not
And
be
Michigan
that bad.
Just losing by 35 points, and they always do that shit. When Ohio State plays them, they always just get their asses kicked.
It ended up being like 35-18 or something. But yeah.
Which, they fought back, but, it was garbage time. Wisconsin was on cruise control. They didn't care.
No, I know.
It's sad. It's pathetic. It's depressing.
I got up that morning because it started at 9 a.m. our time, and I was like, I'm going to live tweet this game. I am so excited for Wisconsin, Michigan. This is going to be a great ball game. You can follow my tweets, man. I'm all into it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all into
I
it.
saw you.
Like second quarter, it's like, well, wonder what the dog's doing.
Depressing, pitiful show.
Then we had Auburn A&M. You wanted to add on there at the end there. You had faith in Texas A&M. I had faith in Auburn. Auburn pulled that one out.
Because of Cliff. That's why I wanted to throw that one in there.
So,
Cliff rocking the A&M
did you
shirts.
see who's the head coach of Arizona that used to be at A&M?
Kevin Sumlin. Tweets the eyeball emojis.
And that assistant, equipment manager, ripped him about how he knows secrets and he's going to ruin his career someday.
Yeah,
And
he's got some shit. Ugh.
I just retweeted that and put, someone made some friends in College Station.
You should not be posting that kind of stuff on social media, I feel like, right?
Who? Which angle are you taking here? Coach or the equipment guy?
The equipment guy.
I know. No.
I don't agree with that. Kevin Sumlin probably shouldn't be tweeting about another school either.
Yeah, neither one should be doing either. But that equipment guy, for just eyeballs, no less, you don't come back threatening a guy's career.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know what the eyeball emojis mean. I thought it meant, ooh, check this out. Apparently, it means I'm watching it. I don't know, like what it means. It's weird. I don't know what do the eyeball emojis mean. We need an emoji class,
right?
Because
we can look it up.
Even I was talking about it. Somebody's like, "What do the eyeballs even mean?" It's like, well, I thought they meant this. Apparently not.
Yeah, maybe it meant watch this game because A&M's keeping it close with Auburn.
Yeah,
but yeah, you do not come back with threatening jobs. It'd be one thing if Nick Saban came out on Twitter and was like, "I know things about you. I will ruin you," right? But when you're the assistant equipment guy or whatever, I mean, come on, who do you think you are?
Yeah, that's just weird. Like, what does he have? No, I want to know. Like, at least come out with it,
dude.
Don't tweet it, just come out with it.
You know the same. You listen to the same radio show here with the Arizona guy who
someone's drunk.
Throws out. Yeah, is he though? There's no freaking proof of that. It's just random U of A people that aren't at functions saying that he's blacked out drunk in a corner somewhere. Is he?
I mean, what's wrong with a guy getting a little blackout drunk? Act like you ain't never been drunk, people. I would like to get more blacked out drunk than what I do.
Yeah, I just don't buy those rumors.
Had some whiskey
and stuff
last
like
week,
that.
first time in a while.
And then so he goes to a function, and has tips back a little couple too many. Doesn't mean he's an alcoholic or a drunk because we all do that, So.
What it is it's just these drunk someone videos show up, because he got drunk or whatever, and it's like, oh my God, someone was drunk right here. That guy's a drunk. He's an alcoholic. What a terrible coach. What a terrible person.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's just stupid on that. So anyway, I went 4-1 last week. You went 2-3.
Oh, wow. There's a lot more than just one video of Kevin someone drinking.
Oh, you're looking him up.
Yeah, maybe he is a drunk. Man, I don't know. Guy likes to party.
What cracks me up the most about that is like college kids are calling the coach a drunk. What are you, jealous he's stealing your beer?
Right? Like, they're probably mad that he didn't buy him a beer. Yeah. It's like, we were at the same bar that had 25-cent Busch Lights. He didn't get me one. That son of a bitch.
Right? So you went 2-3 last week. I was 4-1. So overall for the season, I am 13-4, and you are 8-9, under 500.
Under 500. The old college picks ain't.
How disgusted are you by that?
Old college picks ain't doing me good here.
So, the cool thing was, did you see the HBO 24/7 Hard Knocks, whatever the heck they're calling it? That's beginning October 2nd.
The college version of Hard Knocks. Yeah. I have not seen. You said their trailer dropped. I have not seen the trailer.
It dropped yesterday. It was just neat how they mashed it all together. Gets you kind of excited. I believe I retweeted it at the Main Event Pod Twitter. It's definitely on my Twitter at SMAC500. On there. I mean, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not just looking forward to Arizona State or Washington State being Pac-12, but I'm interested in seeing Florida and Penn State, even though Penn State kind of scares me a little bit. I don't know what's going on there with Franklin, but it's going to be interesting to see it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I think that's going to be exciting. And that starts, when's October 2nd? Like Tuesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 4 weeks, one team a week. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it.
So what games we got this week?
So for college football this week, we got a lot of some ranked matchups here. So you have Tennessee versus the bye. I think we're going to both gamble on that one.
Guys, probably favored by 7 right now.
Stupid joke. But they do have Georgia next week, so hopefully they're studying film and getting ready. But we have ASU Cal, which is going on Friday night this week. Number 15, Cal Bears, which I think is everybody's surprised they're undefeated and that they're ranked 15. But that's going on. Who do you got in that one?
The Cal ASU game, which is tonight. Man, you know what? According to Devil Wired, or Wired Devil, whatever it is, ASU...
Is that the guy you talked to today?
No.
Oh.
That's not somebody else I talked to said, oh man, according to this, ASU has gone into the state of California their last 4 times.
Here we go.
Not just Cal, because Cal, they're never really ranked, but the state of California against ranked teams, and they have beaten them. So 4 in a row. Hey man, let's make it 5. Let's go ASU.
Is that all in the Herm Edwards era, or does that go back?
No, that's that just goes back. Like the last 4 times ASU went to the state as a whole against a team that was ranked, whether it be USC, Cal, UCLA, they have beaten them.
Yeah, I think Cal's overrated by a lot. I think ASU learned a lot losing last week. I think I was
shocked they were 15.
Right?
Like, if ASU would have won last week, like, this would probably been, like, the game of the week, right?
Yeah,
like,
ASU would have been 20th. Like, they wouldn't have jumped up to 15, but it's weird,
right? But, yeah, Cal just,
I know.
Surprisingly,
I don't get it either. But I have ASU winning this game tonight. I think they're waking up. I think they're paying attention. They kind of got a wake-up call last week. And Herm Edwards is a heck of a teacher, and that was a teachable moment last week. Because I kind of feel like they thought they would just walk in and beat Colorado last week at home. So now going on the road, Herm Edwards played at Cal, so he's got a little bit of a animosity here against them, kind of, or he wants to beat his own team.
Your old school.
You know, so I got ASU winning this one. What say you?
ASU.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Right? Is that what I gave you? I'll go with the numbers on that one. Give me ASU.
I didn't realize you gave a pick on that one. So then we got, this is going to be an exciting one. Number 18, Virginia at number 10, Notre Dame.
4-0 Virginia.
Yes.
Hello, Cavaliers. What's going on?
Against the 4-0 Notre Dame. 3-1 Notre Dame.
2-1
Notre Dame.
Man, this game's on NBC. I think this is the first NBC game of the year for Notre Dame. And of course, that is their home when it comes to football on Saturdays.
And I believe it's an afternoon game, right?
And yes, it is a 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Matchup predictor, man, 89.6% chance that Notre Dame wins this one.
How much?
89.6%. Like, they are disrespecting the team that has 0 losses on the year.
Notre Dame wasn't even, if they were favored, it wasn't by much. Wasn't it like 3 or something? 4?
The spread right now, looking at it, is 11.5. Which makes sense, Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame?
Yeah, so Notre Dame's favored by 11.5, which makes sense. I mean, Virginia, what have they done? Yeah, they're 4-0 right now, but it's Virginia. It's an ACC school. In the ACC, there's Clemson, then there's everybody else. And Virginia, they played Old Dominion, won by 11. Congrats. They beat Florida State by only a touchdown. They beat William & Mary. Oh, wow. And they beat Pitt by like 2 touchdowns.
They went up against 2 people, though. William and Mary and one, Jason. William and Mary.
Maybe that's why that one they doubled the score 52-17. So, no, I like Notre Dame winning this one. I don't think I mean, Virginia has to get off to a hot start if they want to win this game, but I think in the end Notre Dame's going to win.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's going to have a letdown after playing so well in Georgia last week, even though they lost. I think they're going to have a letdown. They're not going to start very fast this week, so I think this is going to come down to late in the game and see what happens. It is on the road for Virginia, but I'm going to go with Virginia getting the upset here.
Picking the Cavs. I'm going to start working my way back up with these picks. All right. I like it.
I can lose one a week, Jason. So then another exciting one because of what it brings in the Pac-12. You have number 21, University of Southern California at number 17, Washington Huskies.
Well, USC coming in 3-1. Washington, they're 3-1 as well. Obviously, Washington, they started this year. They had playoff hopes again to start this year off. That didn't pan out after their loss to Cal, who is now 15th ranked. Man, isn't it crazy? Cal wins by 1 point against number 14 Washington, 2 weeks ago? Now they're number 15. So ASU could definitely fight back and get back in the top 25 this week, I feel like, right?
Yeah, if they beat Cal, obviously why not?
Yeah. But man, this game, it's kind of a toss-up to me. I'm going to go with USC, though. I think they got a hot hand. They're in their 3rd quarterback, and it seems like whatever quarterback they throw in there just continues to work out, and I think their offense is just more athletic. Who was it, Pittman last week? Had 238 yards and like 8 catches?
Yep.
Dude's a freaking beast.
Against one of the best teams in the defensive teams in the Pac-12.
Yeah, so this is a big game on Fox tomorrow, so yeah, I'm liking USC.
Yeah, I got USC in this game. Also, I just think USC is on a tear right now, and they're going to be in a hot hand for a few weeks here. But the other thing I do want to see is Todd Helton is taking so much garbage there. I am not a fan of him as a head coach at all, but I want to see him win a lot of games because I do not want to see Urban Meyer going to USC at the end of the year because I don't want to see a Pac-12 school go on probation. And God, I'm just worried about.
These Urban Meyer rumors are getting ridiculous.
I'm worried about Urban. Well, the one in Michigan was just stupid.
There's Michigan rumor. There's USC rumor. I believe there's an Oklahoma rumor now because if Lincoln Riley does leave.
I know. But I want to see USC win so they can keep, Todd Helton there. Or Todd Helton. What's his name? Something Helton. Anyway. Plus, Washington lost to Cal earlier. They're going to get their second loss this weekend. USC is going to win this. And if USC, they have a showdown against Notre Dame coming up, And USC can run the table here and do some serious things here in the national landscape here if they keep winning. So
I hope they show that Wendy's that is a floatable Wendy's outside of Husky Stadium tomorrow on TV.
Oh, it's outside of the stadium too?
It's on the river or whatever the heck they got out there. It's a floating Wendy's.
Seattle?
It floats to you, yeah.
Is it a river? I assume
I don't know.
It's the ocean.
I don't know.
Is Seattle on the ocean?
I couldn't tell you.
Wow, geography majors, we are not.
No, not at all.
So finally, we've got Washington State, who gave up a big lead last week and ended up losing 742 to 740, I think it ended up being.
Million.
To UCLA at number 19, Utah. And it goes quiet.
Oh, you want me to chime in right there? I thought you were taking it. Yeah, so UCLA beat Washington State last week. Utah gave up a lot of points to USC. Coming into this year, everybody was real hyped on Utah's defense. I don't see it. I think in college ball, defense, you always talk about in the pros, like, defense, wins championships. Defense won this game. In college ball, it's really not the case. I think offense wins more often than not when it comes to these Pac-12 games. So I'm liking Washington State here.
Yeah, that's why we picked this game to go on here. Is it's on paper it's not a huge matchup, but out here in the Pac-12 world, Washington State can put up a ton of points, and Utah's defense, struggled against USC last week. Now, granted, it's USC, but Washington State's defense gave up a lot of points in that fourth quarter to UCLA to end up losing that
29.
game. Yeah, and it ended up being like 63s,
67, 63 or something.
And so that's my dilemma in this game, right? Is Washington State going to be able to put 60 points up on Utah? Because Utah's not going to be able to score 60, I don't think. So it's going to come down to a high-power offense against a defense if they can stop them. I'm actually going to go with number 19 Utah on this one, but I think this game is going to be fascinating to watch just because, like I said, something's going to give this week, and it's either going to be a defensive battle for Utah or it's just Washington State's just going to dominate this game and have a crap ton of points. Plus, they both had disappointing losses last week. Which one will rebound? Being at home at Utah, they're going to have that crowd behind them. I think Utah is going to rebound a little bit easier than Washington State will on the road. If they were at home, it'd be different.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see and find out. I'm hoping Washington State pulls it off. Also hope ASU pulls it off. Then they both go into a bye week before they play here.
Oh, Washington has a bye week too.
Washington State has a bye week next week as well. Yeah. So
October 12th, Washington State, Arizona State. Man, that's going to be an interesting game right there. We'll be previewing here coming up. So
I actually get to go to that game.
And I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but that might be the week that the HBO cameras are on one of the two teams, ASU or Washington
that's right. They
State.
both got on it, so yeah.
So one of them might be featured that week, and it doesn't really matter which one it would be, but it would be fascinating to watch that the week after, of course. And knowing what will happen in the game, what's on that. So we'll see how that goes. But so college picks for this week. There's actually a lot of decent games this week, but a lot of teams are playing scrubs again.
Scrubs.
Their last non-conference scrub team. I saw somebody big's playing like Fordham, and I was like, wow, fourth week of the season, you're playing Fordham.
Fordham? I don't even know where Fordham is at.
UCLA is playing at Arizona. That should be exciting. Not one of our pick'ems, but
yeah.
At Arizona.
At Arizona.
So that's all I got for college football. Ready for NFL? A little NFL talk.
Let's do a little NFL talk.
There's this little thing called the National Football League. So
yes, it's a little thing. Last night, did you watch the game?
Well, yes.
What'd you think?
I picked. Yeah.
You had the winning team, right?
Yeah,
I
picked the Eagles.
You with the Eagles?
Yeah, we're recording this on a Friday, but we did get our picks in beforehand, so we didn't change them. I picked the Eagles to win that. I think the Eagles are going to be a team waking up here, and I'm not impressed with Green Bay. And that's why I'm not impressed with Green Bay on what happened last night. Is they do that stupid passing the ball at the 5 yard under the 4 yard line like the Cardinals
Shouldn't be done. Should not do it.
Drives me nuts. Even though their starting running back was knocked out in the first series of the game, carted to the hospital. I am sick.
2 carts last night we saw.
I am sick and tired of watching a game and hearing Joe Buck freak out and purposely say things like, oh, we're going to see if we see another Eagles helmet-to-helmet hit, just to rile up the Twitterverse and then have every Green Bay fan on the planet go, this game's a joke in the first quarter. They're out to get us. I swear to God, it drove me nuts. I literally turned the sound off because if I hear Joe Buck incite the Green Bay fans one more time.
Well, it was back-to-back helmets.
Well, you know what? Welcome to football.
Play a little dirty there. The old filthy, as they call it. The filthy Eagles.
Are not a defenseless runner when you're running the football. If you don't want to get hit in the helmet, don't duck down, and a free safety is going to come in there and knock the crap out of you.
With all the rules that they've been throwing in, why not call it when you're going to call it other days?
You're not defenseless when you're running with the ball.
Yeah, but helmet still isn't good.
He was being held up, and he ducked down. The guy hit him. I'm okay with it.
I mean, I'm good with the two, but if you're going to call it one day, don't call it the next day. That's the thing.
They called it on a running back running the football.
I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but
they don't.
They probably have. There's probably been a time when they've ducked their head.
They don't.
They're trying to get away from that.
Because running backs can duck their heads, so you should be able to duck your head and hit them. And he didn't go low. The running back was stood up, and he went down low as the guy was coming in and hit him in the midsection. And you're not defenseless, so it wasn't a bad call at all. It's ridiculous. But why you think it was a bad call is because Joe Buck's on the thing talking about how it's a defenseless hitter and it's a bad hit and it's a joke that the broadcast team is inciting bullcrap rules and inciting the Green Bay. Because I swear to God, if one more of my Green Bay fans on friends on Facebook or Twitter literally post something last night, I was going to throw my phone across the room. I swear to God, it's the first quarter. Shut the hell up.
And I also hate the Eagles and hope they all fucking die. But yeah, sure. That's why. But either way, Philly won, Green Bay lost. It was a pretty exciting Thursday night game. Don't get too much of that on Thursday night. So, we'll see how the Thursday night slate goes the rest of the year. But, yeah, that one, pretty good game. I'm glad I got to at least watch the second half.
That's the
couch.
That's the other thing is if I see one more national media person or somebody or ex-football player be like, I don't hear anybody complaining about Thursday night football because we have one good Thursday night football game so far in the last year and a half. All of a sudden now we're not going to really, guys, you're going to get cocky about one. You're going to get cocky about one good Thursday night football
that's
game.
How the narrative changes. You know what I saw today on First Take?
Drives me nuts.
I had ESPN First Take on at work earlier.
I'm sorry.
And I don't have the sound on. I just like to look at the score thing, the bottom thing. And First Take was on, right? So the question, they always put the question on the screen. And it's like, with Green Bay's loss last night, are they no longer a favorite to win the Super Bowl? And I was like, when the fuck were they a favorite? like at what point was Green Bay a favorite to win the Super Bowl this year?
I know.
Like all of a sudden, what? Like I didn't know they were first. I didn't know they were a favorite. Second, they lost a close game to a team that you really didn't think was going to go 1-3, right?
Yeah, no. That's
did you really think the Eagles were going to go 1-3? I was hoping, which is why I picked. Yeah. I picked with my heart last night.
Yeah,
my heart said Green Bay. My head said Philly's going to win. But I was like, you know what? It's at home or it's on the road for them. Let's go Green Bay. Get it done.
That's why I went with the Eagles because I was like, the Eagles are not going, whatever, 1-4.
But all of a sudden, one loss by 6 when you could have easily won the game had you run the ball. Now they're no longer Super Bowl favorites. First off, they were Super Bowl fucking favorites.
Not only could you have won it, I swear to God, the Green Bay fans are they're becoming the worst fans if they're not. Like they're worse than Dallas fans and Raiders fans.
Dallas fans aren't that bad.
I saw so many still shots of the guy getting held last night when the pick was intercepted. You could stop a film anywhere, guys, and make it look like a penalty. Knock it off. Not knock off the shenanigan. Like it's one loss. Your freaking your coach calls 4 passing plays and you look stupid.
How many pass interference calls? They had a few reviews on pass interference last night. Right?
Oh my God!
And none of them got overturned, right?
Green Bay challenged that one that was just egregious.
Yeah.
Well, the guy basically got he was standing there naked. His clothes were ripped off of him. So they challenged it and said that was bad. And the refs were like, no.
That's the thing. That's the thing with this whole thing. Like going into last night, 27 PIs have been challenged. Only 7 have been overturned. It's all about which ref is going to be like, oh yeah, let me wear the egg and say it was a pass interference call.
Yeah,
and they're not doing that.
And I hate that
rule.
They're
not doing like it's a stupid thing to review.
Unless it's as bad as that one in the playoff game last year, where it's obvious for the whole world to see. But I mean, but even that one that they didn't do, the receiver,
they showed that one where it's like he could have tugged him there, but it's like,
but the receiver,
this isn't what the rule was set up for, though. It wasn't set up for that. It was set up for the
receiver
horrible ones that you're missing.
The receiver grabbed the defenseman's face mask and yanked it down, and then the defensive guy wasn't looking at the ball, so then it's like, okay, so it's defensive pass by the rule of, okay, so that should have been deep, but I can understand not calling it too. But my point is one game. A random Thursday night game, week 4, you're 3-0, and every Packer fan on the planet today is just shouting from the rooftops about how they've been wrong.
LaFleur sucks.
How they've been wrong because of the referees.
The refs screwed us. LaFleur sucks. Aaron Rodgers needs a real coach. Get Aaron some help. Aaron needs help.
It's just, they're fighting in the locker room again. Like Aaron Rodgers before the game was talking to whoever, one of the girl reporters. He's like, "Oh man, everything's great, no problems, whatever." And then you wake up this morning and you read about a giant argument in the locker room about how Brett Favre wasn't happy with the passing play calls. He wasn't upset that he was passing.
Brett Favre wasn't happy with.
Oh, sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Was Brett Favre live tweeting last night?
One of the two. They're the same person. They both think they run the Green Bay Packers. So
Brett Favre should run the Packers.
It's awful. So anyway, last week, enough of me getting angry about Green Bay fans today. I went 10-6, and you went 10-6.
So we tied.
I calculated it twice because I was like, "Wow, that's impressive."
So we tied,
and we didn't even have the same win. We missed on a couple. Like I missed on ones I missed on. You nailed on ones you missed on. I nailed. So going overall, 29-18. I am. You are 33-14. So you got a 4-game lead on me. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel pretty good. And a lot of picks contests this year. I'm the man out front. High man on the totem pole. Nobody around me. So, it feels good. It feels good to be a football expert.
All right. So this week, let's go through. Well, before we get to the picks, really quick, we're going to get in-depth on football today. You ready?
Ready.
So we have six backup quarterbacks, in some cases third-string quarterbacks, that started last week due to injury or benching.
We saw one of them.
Yeah, we did see one of them. How do you think overall that went for those teams?
So about Kyle Allen. We've heard all week about how Daniel Jones is going to win Rookie of the Year now.
After one game.
And maybe MVP.
And he's better than Dak. I was listening to yesterday, by the way.
Get you some Daniel Jones. Get you some. Get paid, buddy. Get paid. You deserve it. Bridgewater didn't have a great game, but they still won.
They won
so
against Seattle.
That's a weird thing I hate about wins and losses. It always goes on the starting quarterback.
I know.
This is like the one sport it shouldn't go against somebody.
Well, their offense was, Alvin Kamara freaking.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara. He's just a different beast. And then the other ones, I don't know.
All right, so I got all the stats here because I was curious. I'm actually going to track this.
I know the Jets had a backup. Like fourth string. They're pulling old Fireman Ed off the stands to.
New Orleans played Seattle first week with Teddy Bridgewater starting, which I don't consider Teddy Bridgewater a backup. He could probably start for most teams in the league, and he's the highest paid backup in the league, by the way. But he went 19 for 27, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But I didn't think they would have a big drop off because, like I said, Alvin Kamara. That guy is a beast. He went off last week, right? So I'll start with the wins. Kyle Allen for Carolina.
Beat Kyler Murray.
Beat Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. And he looked beyond impressive. So much so that on Monday, Carolina was like, yep, he's starting again this week,
Yeah, that injury got a lot worse on Monday.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I think Cam Newton's leg's getting amputated because they were like, oh my God, he looks so good. So he went 19 for 26. Listen to this stat line: 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's ridiculous for a guy with the second start, right? Even though he's been in the league this is his second year. Then you have the Giants because Eli was benched for Daniel Jones.
Out of Duke.
They beat the Buccaneers. They had to come back and beat the Buccaneers, which was even more impressive there. 23 for 36, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But everybody in media world is just giving him his Hall of Fame ring now after one game. Because I mean, it was impressive coming back. So you got the Jaguars, which it was his second game. But
my boy Minshew,
Gardner Minshew.
Did you see the picture of him and Uncle Rico?
Yes,
great,
classic,
classic.
He won against the Titans, which he lost his first game he played, right? This was his second start.
Yeah.
Did he win it?
He lost the first game.
Okay, yeah. But he went 20 for 30, 204 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions against the Titan for the win. Then we got these guys, the losers. Mason Rudolph for Pittsburgh Steelers. Lost against the 49ers. Surprising 49ers. I did write an article this week on that they were the most surprising team, undefeated team this year. If you want to read it, log in, SMAC 500. But he went 14 for 27, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception on there. And the Jets, the lonely Jets.
Poor
Luke
Jets.
Falk, I think is how you say it. I always want to say Folk. They lost to the Patriots, of course. 12 of 22, 98 yards, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. So I think the good teams, except for the Giants, won and the bad teams lost, I guess was my point there.
You don't have the Giants as a good team?
I said except for the Giants. Yeah, the Giants are awful. And now they're without Saquon for like 6 weeks on top of it.
But, I mean, they were playing Tampa Bay too.
Yeah. So I'm going to track this for a while because I'm curious on how because these are the next quarterbacks in the league. I mean,
the time is now for these quarterbacks to move up. I mean, Minshew could be looking at a pretty good contract, and it might still be with the Jaguars. Like, are you going to let him go, or are you going to bring back Nick Foles? I mean, I know you signed Nick Foles to be your guy, which I questioned when it happened. I've never been a fan of Nick Foles, but I feel like this. I mean, you kind of get some leeway if he rocks out this year. Like, you know what? We won the AFC South, or we're winning. Nick Foles, clavicle injury, right? So he's not out all year.
No, he's out all year. He had
is he going to be out all year? Okay. Because I know Tyreek Hill, he's coming back.
Yeah, I believe
2 weeks, right? Is what the word was.
Yeah, I believe.
I thought it was just a collarbone. I didn't realize it was a whole year
thing. He had
thing.
major surgery. Hill didn't even have surgery.
Oh, see, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Hill had to have the surgery.
No.
I knew Foles was going in.
They thought he was going to die. They thought he was going to spear through his heart or whatever.
Yeah, which is
and then they were like, "Oh, just kidding."
Which is crazy that.
No, Nick Foles was the one that was really bad.
Yeah. All he said was indefinitely. Yeah. Okay, they didn't.
Yeah, they haven't announced it.
Put a timetable on it, but it was broken clavicle. So
he said it was the worst,
and he was placed on IR. So
he said, but eligible to come back. But he said it was the worst break he's ever had in his life. So you know it's pretty bad. So, but yeah, no, I mean the future is now for these young guys in this league, and some of these guys like New Orleans is a great team for Teddy Bridgewater. He's got to do something with this team. I'll even give Mason Rudolph a chance. Pittsburgh's 0-3, but he's not a bad quarterback, and he's got talent around him. So they're going to win some games this year. With Baltimore in that division.
And a lot of these quarterbacks are, fighting for their job. I mean, outside of the Nick Foles thing, Foles is still pretty young, and you just signed the guy. But in Pittsburgh, if Mason Rudolph does good this year, Big Ben, I mean, he's getting up there. This could be the swan song for Big Ben, where he's like, you know what, I'm done. I'm retiring.
He's already announced he's coming back for next year, but
he's not going to be the same.
No.
Andrew Luck announced he was coming back too. We saw what happens there. I mean, even Jacoby Brissett, who isn't necessarily the backup since he started the season as the starter.
I didn't include him because he's
right. But I mean, these guys are fighting for their job because the new quarterback crop shows up in April. In the draft, you gotta try to do whatever you can to get your team to the playoffs.
This is literally
and avoid that.
I think we're seeing. It might not be next year, but we're literally seeing the old guard, the 2000 drafted quarterbacks basically getting out of the league now, and these young guys are giving an opportunity, and let's see what they can do. And from one game, and most of them performed pretty well. But the one stat that did stick out, because Kyler Murray threw the ball 43 times. We talked about that in the Cardinals Rewind this week. I'm backing it up to give a listen to that specifically. But listen to that. I mean, that's why I gave those stats. I mean, 27. The Jets guy only had 22, but God, Adam Gase. He's going to be fired after this year, right?
He got a bad deal.
In Miami, too? Mm-hmm. He's just a bad coach. 26, for Allen. Giants 36, Jaguars 30. I mean, it's a passing league, folks. And these guys are slinging it at his young age right there. So it's interesting on that. But, yeah, no, we're going to track that because, like I said, we're seeing a transition like we had never seen before. Even when Marino and those guys went out, they didn't have – I mean, they finished their season and went. You didn't know who was going to back them up or who are you going to do after that. And we're literally seeing a transition right now.
Right.
Like Breeze is going to come back at the end of the year.
Like other people really just like back in the day when you had a backup quarterback, he literally was just a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to go in the next week, wear one on the chin, unless he had some miracle game. But here you have these backup quarterbacks, and you're like, hey, you know what? This guy's pretty good. I think he gives us a good chance.
I mean,
not miss a beat.
Carolina's expecting to win, and with Kyle Allen, the Giants are obviously looking toward the future with Saquon out now. I'm going to be interested to see how Daniel Jones does, but he played without him most of
throw Eli at running back
last game. There you go. And like you said, so I'm fascinated by this.
That'd be an interesting wildcat formation, right? Eli and Daniel Jones, like just go
Eli
like
can't
two
move,
quarterbacks.
Eli run an outside sweep slowly.
Aaron Rodgers led the Packers in rushing yards last night.
Well, after
their
starting running back went down,
and the guy had 70 yards. I did not realize how much Aaron Rodgers tucks the ball and just runs.
Yeah, and so I don't know how it is this year because it hasn't come out yet, but in years past with McCarthy, he would send in 2 plays, and then Aaron Rodgers would be like, oh, here's the play we're running. And it would be something totally different.
Here's the one.
So it's like, okay. So anyway, games this week. Let's do our picks because I'm fascinated by this quarterback thing. So last night, of course, we had Eagles-Packers. We talked about that. I had the Eagles. You had the Packers. So I'm coming back on you already right there. So.
Yep, you're fighting back. But this week we got Tennessee and Atlanta kicking it off at games in Atlanta. Atlanta 3.5-point favorites. Both teams 1-2 and both pretty good chance to be there right at the end of their respective AFC and NFC South battles. Who are you liking?
I'm going with Falcons on this one. There's a lot of tough games to pick this week. I just think at home, the Falcons have to wake up at some point, and I just can't trust Mariota, man. He's just – if you look up inconsistency in the dictionary, it's Mariota standing there.
I think if you look up inconsistency the first 3 weeks, it's both these teams.
Yes.
Because the Falcons, right. I mean, they haven't been much better. But the Falcons are at home this week hosting Tennessee. So I'm just giving the home team a little bit of love. 3.5-point favorites. I guess I'm going to walk the chalk, as they say there in the betting world. So I'm taking the Falcons as well. Cleveland taking on the Ravens. Obviously been a tough week for the Brownies. They come in 6.5-point dogs to the home favored Ravens.
This game isn't even going to be close. Ravens are winning this by 30 possibly. It's ugly. Cleveland is in desperate mode. So this is actually, I'm fascinated by this game. I don't think they have a chance, but Cleveland is in desperation right now, especially the way they lost last week with those awful play calls, 3rd down and 4th down. So I'm going to be interested to see if the Browns are packing it in or if they're going to give a fight here. But either way, I think they're going to lose.
I mean, 4-9, the inside handoff, I mean, could have caught him off guard. Could have caught him off guard.
I follow a guy on Twitter that breaks down game film. Like, he's the next player, and he breaks down game film, and he'll post clips. And he pointed out, and I watched that play specifically, and he pointed out how he thinks that was an audible by Mayfield.
Really?
And, of course, Kitchens can't come out and say that. And you watch the game film, he does. He changes his cadence. He stops. He changes his cadence. All of the offensive line start talking to each other, which is what you do in an audible. And then after the play is run,
it was 4th and 9. Maybe they could have been trying to draw him off sides, though.
Then you get to the side. Then they're so they run the play, and you see Kitchens on the sideline, and he literally throws his hands up like what the hell was that? So he's like, that was probably an audible, and he's pissed off. So, but then he took, coach took it in the chin. But that's what I'm fascinated by football like that. So I think there's discourse where Baker Mayfield's changing plays, and Kitchens is like, the hell you doing?
Well, it's a division game this week. Browns are in desperation mode. That's why I'm liking this Browns team. I think Mayfield shuts up that fat fuck Rex Ryan this week. Maybe shuts up Freddie Kitchens, too, if that's how he wants to act when his quarterback sees a perfectly good play that they weren't suspecting on 4th and 9. And come on, they're never going to get this one, Coach. They're never going to suspect a 4th and 9 run. Come on, Coach, let's do it.
I didn't mean to laugh there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Browns win.
When you say something ridiculous like that, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Clearly, they weren't expecting it. I don't know how they snuffed that one
Obviously,
out.
they weren't expecting it since they stuffed it on 4th and 9.
So a couple of unbeatens that we got this week. Chiefs 3-0 going to Detroit to take on the 2-0-1 Lions. Lions 6.5-point dogs at home. Home team getting no respect, my man.
Yeah, I think the Lions are a farce. I didn't pick them as my most surprising team in my blog post this week. I actually picked the Niners, but the Lions were a close second because it's like, oh wow, the Lions are 2-0, and I think the reason why I'm most surprised by it is because we watched them in Week 1 dominate the first 3 quarters and then just suck after that and to tie the Cardinals. So I think that's kind of biasing me on this. But I think the Lions are going to end up being like 5 or 6 wins at the end of the season because they're just not going to keep this up, and the Chiefs are going to win this game pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those you look at, like you said, the Lions obviously start off the year commanding lead going into the 4th quarter against the Cardinals, tied that game. They beat the Chargers in what was really just a weird struggle of a game. Then last week they beat the Eagles, who beat the Packers last night, who beat Minnesota, who... Go on. Lions right now should be the best team in the division if you go based on all that knowledge, right?
You're just... Man, you're out there today.
But I like the Chiefs to win this game. 6.5 points, too. I think they're going to cover that spread. Should be a pretty easy lock for Patrick Mahomes and company. Another unbeaten...
Really quick on that game, this will be the first time we've seen the Chiefs on artificial turf this year, right?
I believe you.
So they're going to get faster. Right?
Stronger, faster.
So that's what I'm interested in seeing on that, is just being on that artificial turf, and are they going to get faster?
Also, about 10 minutes ago, Matt Stafford showed up on the injury report.
Yeah, I saw that come up a little bit late, but nothing serious. But
yeah, nothing serious. Still questionable for the game. Patriots and Bills, game of the week, man.
We're all questionable, Jason.
Game of the week, my man. Patriots and Bills, both teams 3-0. Good battle to determine the AFC East for Week 4. Not for the foreseeable future, probably. But the game's in Buffalo. New England, though, the favorites by 7.
Yeah. Did you pick? Sorry, I missed the end of that. Did you?
Oh, with the Chiefs and yeah.
No, the Bills. Patriots.
Oh no.
Oh,
I didn't pick it.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I picked it. But I didn't pick it. I didn't get
the Bills. A vaunting schedule to be 3-0. They were on my surprise picks this week of 3-0 teams. They beat the Eli Manning Giants at MetLife, then they beat the Jets at MetLife, and then they went home, and I don't remember who they played the third
Bengals.
game. It wasn't a good team, yes. So they've struggled. Patriots, I think there's discourse there. Tom Brady's not even practicing because he's quote-unquote too tired. So they're having the backup take a lot of snaps in practice. There's something going on with the Patriots that makes you kind of wonder something's going on. However, at Bills, Patriots are still going to win this game, but it's going to be a lot closer than you think it's going to be because the Bills have one of the best defenses in the NFL so far this year, and it's going to pan out that way the rest of the year.
Not just one of the best defenses, Steve. They also have the best fan base. The Bills effing Mafia, my man. They are going to be jumping through so many tables on Sunday. They're going to be throwing dildos in the end zone like they always do. It's going to be a great Sunday.
Funny you say that. There is an offshore bet that you can do on how many of those land on the field.
Dildos?
Yeah, the over-under is 2.5.
I'll take the under.
First of all, I got to explain why I know that. Because that sounded weird. I read it this morning, everybody.
But no, I like, I'm going to take Buffalo. I think this is the trap game for New England right here. I mean, they're coming in a lot of discourse. Tom Brady apparently, comes out this week and says, hey, you know what? I don't make the calls. And now word's getting out from Pro Football Talk that Tom Brady not too happy that his boy AB, his roommate, got cut. So half the bills go back to Tom Brady. So now he's got to pay full rent. What the heck? Yeah, no, not happy about it.
Yeah, I'm not lying with you. This is one of my hardest ones to pick this week, and I want to pull the trigger on the Bills, but man, just the Patriots are a well-oiled machine. Buffalo, just like I said, there's nothing wrong with losing to the Patriots and going 3-1.
Just pull the trigger, Steve. Kansas.
I didn't do it.
As the Raiders take on the Colts, this one in Indy, West Coast team going to India. This is what, the third or fourth week straight that the Raiders don't have a home game?
The Raiders, yeah, I mean, it's not going to help them at all either. The poor Raiders.
Poor Raiders. Poor Oakland. 6.5 points. Colts are favored.
Colts are winning this game. Brissett, like I said, he's going to be the starter in Indianapolis for a few years to come. He's their quarterback. T.Y. Hilton's still banged up. Played only the half last week. I know he's on my fantasy team. I got 20 points out of him before he went out. He's going to play again this week. Question is, can he make it the whole game? It isn't going to matter because the Raiders are not going to do well. Playing this many games on the road, this is what, their third in a row. They have several more to go. It takes a toll on you. They're a youngest team in the NFL. It's awful. Colts are winning this game.
Yeah, I like the Colts winning this game, too. I mean, the Colts lost to the Chargers in overtime. They could very well be 3-0 right now in this year. Like, it's coming down to it. I mean, the Colts, Jacoby Brissett, pretty good quarterback there that we are finding out. Obviously, with Andrew Luck, I think it's a lot.
Some of us knew it, Jason.
Some of us. Not me.
I did. I've been telling you.
I wasn't sold, but he's looking good.
I said he's better than Luck.
But we could still eat. We could still eat crow at some point.
I know, right?
Andrew Luck, he was overrated, in my opinion. I don't care what you say. Andrew Luck was the most overrated quarterback ever.
I set him up.
I don't care if you can't talk about Andrew Luck because of the injuries. You can't fault a guy for getting injured. Yeah, you fucking can. You can't fault a guy for not drinking his milk. For not staying healthy, not doing his stretches right. Yeah, you can't fault the guy. That's why I fault Andrew Luck, overrated piece of crap.
You're welcome, America. I set him up for that.
So Houston hosting Kyle Allen and the Panthers. Another road game for the Panthers, man.
I know. And this was a hard one to pick, I thought, because Houston does not look good. I have Deshaun in one of my leagues. I have Deshaun Watson, I have DeAndre Hopkins, and I have some other the second receiver on there. And it's funny because 1 week all three of them will light up a ton of points, and then last week the receivers will have 8 and 8, and then on there, and then they lose. So I have the Panthers winning this one. I think Kyle Allen is going to go on this winning spree right here. It's going to be hard to go back to Cam Newton when he gets healthy. Like I said, you're going to find out he has a staph infection next, and he sneezed and hurt his back. It's going to be every excuse to keep Cam from coming back on the field as long as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Panthers are beating the Texans.
This one was a hard one for me to pick. Texans are 4-point favorites at home, and that's mainly why I went with them, because it is a home game for the Texans. That crowd gets pretty ruckus. They should have beat the Saints week 1. Let that one slip through their fingers. Lost by 2 points on a last-second field goal. They barely beat the Jaguars. Just things weren't clicking, but they still found a way to prevail and win. Then last week they beat the Chargers. I think the Texans are a good team, so I have good teams. Good teams win the games they should. So I like the Texans. I win in this.
I think the
this
Texans
game
are crap.
this week. Well, haters gonna hate. So we've talked a lot about the Chargers here today. As the Chargers, they are getting ready to play Miami. In Miami, West Coast going to East Coast doesn't matter. But these 14.5 point favorites.
I mean, the Chargers have played up and down football this year, but if Miami's going 0-16, right?
They should.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't, they're going to sneak a win out against, late in the year against a team resting players or something. But yeah, Chargers are winning this game. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, Chargers got them winning this one easily. As the Redskins and Giants, big division game here. Daniel Jones getting his first home start of his young, illustrious career. As they are 1-2. Giants hosting the 0-3 Redskins, hungry for a win. Will it be Keenum or will it be Haskins, though, on Sunday?
We don't know. All that Jay Gruden said was that Haskins is ready to go if Case Keenum isn't ready to go, is all he said so far. The Redskins came out of the box and put up a ton of points against the the Cowboys the first week 1.
Week 2.
I'm sorry. Who they play week 1? They put up a lot of points in week 1, so I was like, they're going to be a better team than you think they're going to be.
Lost by a field goal late.
Yeah, but they put 30-something points up. And so I was like, man, Redskins are going to be better than you think. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but they're going to put up points. And then the Redskins have gone out and put up basically nothing since then. It made me look stupid. Without Saquon Barkley this week, I still think the Giants are going to pull this out because the Redskins are just, oh my God, awful.
Yeah, even without Barkley, I think the Giants have more weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And
Sterling is just... that tight end and that receiver.
And the Redskins, they just have nothing. Like, you have AP, congrats. The guy's done. His career's over with. Case Keenum, he's a effing scrub. He's one of your quarterbacks, too, that you like. Case Keenum is nothing. He is dog meat. Dog meat, Steve.
And he's injured.
And he's hurt, so maybe if Haskins is in there, it could be a revolt. But
my favorite thing about last week was when they were getting dominated. Everybody was like, "Man, we're going to see Haskins tonight." Everybody's like, "Don't put Haskins in; he's going to get killed."
He's going to get killed
because they were just. I mean, there was no offensive line for the Redskins last week. So yeah, I agree. Saquon Barkley is not going to matter in this game. Giants.
Bucks heading over to L.A. to take on the Rams. B.A. back in L.A. Of course, him and the Rams, no love lost there. He's called them out several times when he was the coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, Jeff Fisher more than the Rams.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yes,
but
yes.
I mean, he blanket statement the Rams there. Who you liking in this one?
The Rams are going to win this game. They are at home. Bucks they seem to be able to play better at home than on the road, but the Rams are just too good. Even though Todd Gurley, we have no idea what's going on with him. That Rams defense is Jameis Winston's not going to know what to do with himself.
Part of me is all like, man, B.A. had a pretty good track record against the Rams back here when he was running things.
But he had Carson Palmer, not
exactly.
Jameis Winston.
Exactly. But Mike Evans and Larry, I mean, I don't know which way you want to go there.
Oh, my God. Mike Evans and Jameis Winston went on fire last. I was showing you we were at the Cardinals game. I was like, holy crap. Every time I look down, my phone's getting lit up that Jameis Winston and Mike Evans.
But they still found a way to shoot themselves in the foot. So I do like the Rams here to move to 4-0 on the young season. Has the other 105 game will be at. That is the Cardinals taking on the Seahawks. Sea Chickens. Seahawks, Seattle. They've been around since before 2012, Steve.
You're struggling with that name there?
I don't know which way to call it. I was trying to do their chant. I had a guy I was talking to today, Seahawks fan. And I said, how do you guys decide who does the C and who does the Hawk?
I heard this.
And he said, sometimes somebody just yell at a C. So it could be him starting the C chant.
Yeah, he was all talking about, first of all, he was commenting about how there's never any fights because Seattle fans are some of the rudest fans on the planet.
Are they? I've never had issues with them.
Like not all of them, but they get cocky. They get cocky.
They get cocky, but I mean, when you're winning.
But he's all talking about how they're going to take over Westgate. There's not going to be that many. There's going to be Seahawks fans there, but there's not going to be like years past.
Dude, McFadden's turns into a Seahawks bar.
I know, but who cares?
I'm going to take you to Westgate. We're just going to go to Westgate on Sunday. No, you can see.
I don't want to be around them, Jason.
I don't want to be either. I mean, hopefully they don't show up at our section.
So anyway, we have a lot of empty seats around us. They might be buying those expensive
but we do have some pretty good season ticket holders around us who, they seem like they're still loyal here the first couple weeks.
Because like I said, I'm giving them this week, and then I might jump off this.
We all did the see you next week. Two of them last week. Still no names.
We talked about this game on the Cardinals Rewind, which is up and posted. Little quick 25 minutes of your day on the review of last week and then this week, and you picked
the Cardinals.
You did.
I picked them before the year to win this game, so I'm going to stick with all my Cardinals picks that I went with.
And I said I went with the Seahawks. I want the Cardinals to win. I think, though, coaching is going to be the difference in this game. Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson are just more experienced than Kyler Murray.
And they're coming off a loss. I feel coming off a loss, they'll be hungry.
They finished that fourth quarter last week very positively. They have momentum. They have confidence coming into this game. Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson are just going to outperform Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be close. You thought it was going to be a bigger blowout, a bigger scoring game, I guess. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be 17-13, 17-10.
I don't know, like 40-something? Is that what I said? I don't even remember.
Yeah, so on there. So if you want more in-depth analysis, check out the Cardinals Rewind. But I do have the Seahawks pulling this one out.
So when I look at... Oh, yeah, I picked the Cardinals already. Yeah, never mind. You don't need my... I'm not going to get it. Listen to the Cardinals Rewind.
Yes.
You want my advice. 125 games. We got a pair of them on Sunday.
I think you said it was coming down a punter, right? We don't even know if he's going to play.
Yeah, it's all coming down the punter this week.
That was a joke.
So it is. I hate you. Vikings and Bears, man. Both teams 2-1. Vikings traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears, who are 2-point phase, my man.
This was definitely the hardest one for me to pick this week. I went back and forth on this like 7 times. I even Googled expert people to see what they were saying.
And they're probably saying the same thing, right?
No idea. Like everybody's like this. We have no idea what's going to happen in this game. Is the Bears offense going to do anything? Because They don't look very good most of this year.
They look good in that second quarter for me last week.
But that Bears
got me 2 lunches.
Yeah, but then second half they look like garbage. Is the Bears defense going to be able to stop the Viking? Is Kirk Cousins going to be Kirk Cousins of winning the game, or is he going to be the guy that throws 7 interceptions?
Is it going to be you like
quarter?
that?
I mean, literally everybody in the world is like, I don't know what's going on. But I think this is a game where Kirk Cousins is going to step up more than the offense on the Bears. I think the Vikings are going to walk out here with a win.
I think this is going to be a ugly game, but I, too, have the road team winning. I'm not a big Cousins guy. I'm not a big Trubisky guy. I feel like Cook is more he's going to be a big factor in this game.
He's a stud this year.
And if he can evade old Khalil Mack, he'll be pretty good there.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. If they can run the ball successfully against that Bears defense, it's going to take Khalil Mack out of the passing game for Kirk Cousins and give him a little bit more time because he's not going to be able to just pin his ears back and crash. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Bears pull this out, but I just think the Vikings are just going to be able to sneak this one out a little bit. And I agree with you. This is going to be a 10-7. 13-10 type of a ball game on this. It's not going to be a pretty game to watch.
And also at 125, my boy Gardner Minshew heading out to Colorado, smoke a lot of pot with him and his awesome mustache. Take on the 0-3 Broncos. Broncos, fun fact, do not have a sack on the 2019 season. That defense is just getting shut down. And did you hear the funny thing that came across the wire yesterday?
What?
Well, Steven.
I saw a lot of funny things come across the wire.
How many funny things do you see? Well, we already talked about the picture. Of course, Gardner Minshew and Uncle Rico. The mustache is just... how do you sit with mustaches? Are you a fan of mustaches on guys?
I am not, but when you look like I couldn't pull off that Fu Manchu look, like it wouldn't look right on me, but damn, it looks damn good on him.
It does look pretty good on him.
So,
and
yeah.
like the hair is long, like I don't know, like some guys can do it.
Yes.
But so yesterday, Josina Anderson. You know who that Josina Anderson is?
No.
She works for ESPN. They were talking a little bit about Melvin Gordon, and she brought up an interesting fact of some things that you don't want Von Miller to do to well, not just you, but I think to anybody that you would know.
It's fun. Oh.
That we want to get an opportunity to examine where his football conditioning is. Training with your trainer on your own and on Instagram is not, the same as Von Miller coming down your throat. So, got to see where he is in terms of that. I also reported.
Did you catch that?
I did not.
You didn't catch that? Should I redo her?
As Von Miller coming down your throat. So, got to see where he is.
What was Von Miller doing? What was Von Miller doing there, Josina?
As Von Miller coming down your throat. So.
He was what, Josina? He was what?
Okay, I got it now. That's awesome.
Von Miller coming down your throat. So,
I like how you just keep
getting little.
How did I not see that? Of all the snarky things I follow about
do you not
football,
follow Busted Coverage? You gotta follow Busted Coverage.
No, I don't
you hate
follow
Busted Coverage, right?
I don't hate them. I just don't follow them. A lot of garbage on that. Same thing with Barstool. I'll see the stuff every once in a while I'll come across, but I don't follow them and like actively look at it. Yeah.
Well, Von Miller's doing that down people's throats. That weakens the legs.
He's not playing football this year. I mean, it is god awful on that Broncos defense. It is what happened, and it's very similar defense to what they've had the last few years, where they've been dominated, even though they haven't had wins. And this year, it's like they're not even on the field when they play. It is awful. Don't even get me started on their offense. The Broncos' offense is
Joe Flacco. Come on.
Joe Flacco is not that bad of a quarterback. It's their whole offense. That team is just in dire straits. So I got the Jaguars winning this game.
Eli or Flacco?
I'm more of a Flacco guy.
They both have Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, but I'm more of a Flacco guy.
Like, if you literally had one vote to make the Hall of Fame, who would it be?
Eli would get in the Hall of Fame for me over Flacco. But I like Flacco more, one, because I'm more of a Baltimore.
Why, is that because of the extra ring?
No. Just they both for Hall of Fame, they both stepped up. This is why I'm a big Flacco fan, is they both stepped up in the playoffs, right?
Right.
And they looked phenomenal in the playoffs.
I mean, he beat Peyton Manning in that playoffs, too. Like, people often forget who he beat.
Yeah, so they both stepped up when they needed to. But Eli gets the nod because he put those balls where only his receivers could get them. and in some cases, only where his receivers could get him on their helmets. And that is phenomenal placement of the ball. You can call it, but then the escapes that he did and all that, that's why he gets the nod. When you think of Super Bowl victories, you think of Eli's 2 plays where he wins both Super Bowls.
The second Super Bowl, I more think of Wes Welker not catching that.
But he hit that guy on the sideline. Starts with an M. I want to say Mendenhall, but that was an M. He hits that guy on that literally out of bounds where the guy catches it, gets 2 feet tapped down and out. I mean, nobody else is doing that. Manningham or something like that. He puts the ball where only his guy can get it in tight spots, and they did it. It's not all him, but I just think that's why I would give him the nod over. But I'm a huge Flacco guy. I always have been, because he's not the best quarterback on the planet, but man, he got to the playoffs. And
do you think Flacco gets in with his one?
No, because he was only a playoff quarterback for those 2 runs. Other than that, he's been kind of average.
That's weird. That's a tough one because he did get paid. So like he wasn't just.
He gambled on himself too. Remember,
right.
He turned down a big contract and said, "Nope, I'm going to play out this season." And then they went and won the Super Bowl, and he looked phenomenal in the playoffs. And they gave him the Brinks truck. You know,
that'll be interesting. Because Dilfer, he's another Ravens Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's not going in.
No. They did not win that Super Bowl because of that offense. They ran because of the defense.
He still went to Disneyland.
And then he got that one long throw to Shannon Sharp to give him that 1 touchdown, but that's all. I mean, that was all there. But Flacco was a big reason why they won. I mean, they had the great defenses, but he was the reason they won those, man. Yeah, they had some solid offense.
So I like the Jaguars winning this one.
I like how we do that. And then we're both like Jaguars.
I know. I'm just interested in your thoughts on that. But yeah, I like the Jaguars winning that one. Cowboys and Saints Sunday Night Football. Cowboys facing Nolans in Nolans, but Dallas though 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I want to hear you have and your reasoning behind this before I pick mine.
My reasoning why the Cowboys are going to win?
You think the Cowboys are winning this?
Yeah. Okay. Like, of course I think the Cowboys are going to win it. I mean, it's going to be a little hostile crowd, which could be a little rough. You have the big 3 on offense, obviously, with Cooper, Zeke, and Dak, who have yet to be stopped this year.
But they haven't played a defense like New Orleans.
Right. And, I know last week, hey, Teddy Bridgewater looked great, but again, the Seattle defense compared to what the Cowboys defense is. Cowboys have a top 5 defense, Steve. Believe it or not, Cowboys have a top 5 defense.
They played 3 bad teams.
Yeah, well, going into the year, they were going to be a top 5 defense, regardless of who they were playing. Regardless of what the schedule says, they were going to be a top 5 defense.
All right.
The Saints gave up 28 points to the Texans.
Okay.
They gave up 27 points to the Saints.
Okay.
Where's their defense at?
Okay.
They played good teams. Where's their defense? 27 last week to the Seahawks.
Okay.
Name me 2 wideouts on the Seahawks.
I can't.
Exactly.
I actually put that in my article.
Like who are they coming in with?
I actually
and they still put up 27 against the Saints.
I know you didn't read my articles, but it's amazing. You word for word put where I said, name me 2 receivers.
Maybe I did read your article
on the Seahawks.
I knew you couldn't read. I didn't know if you wrote it down. No, I got the Cowboys going 4-0.
Yeah, I'm going Saints in this one.
What's your reasoning? Give me your reasoning, Steven.
Kamara is my reason.
Yeah, Kamara's pretty good.
You are not stopping him on that defense. You got to
figure out how to stop that guy.
That guy is going to dominate this football game, which is going to open it up for Teddy Bridgewater. It's going to be close. I think Zeke actually is going to have a bad game. I think the Cowboys are going to start slow on this because they're kind of feeling the oats a little bit. Being 3-0 and winning the way they did against those teams. So I think they're going to walk in there and be a little shell-shocked when they're like, oh, my God, this is an actual NFL team we're playing. So they're going to start off pretty bad. If they keep it close in that first part, they might have a chance to pull it on the end. But I just don't see any defensive guy on that Cowboys being able to stop Alvin Kamara, which is going to open it up for Teddy Bridgewater late in that game to do some spectacular stuff. It's not an indictment on the Cowboys. It's just this is their first big test of the year.
You're hating over here.
Here's the other thing.
You're such a hater.
Here's the other reason I'm giving the Saints the nod. Actually, no, I put a lot of thought into this game before I picked it.
Last year, do you remember what happened last year in Dallas?
I don't give a crap what happened
11
last
attempts,
year.
36 yards, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 36 yards.
Here's my next point.
They have a game plan that they can hold it.
Here's my next point for you is Sean Payton, or whatever that redhead guy in Dallas that's going to get fired every year.
Jason
Garrett. Sean Payton went into Seattle last week, and a hard place to play and everything. And until that fourth quarter, blew out Seattle. And Kamara just ran. The game plan was all over the place. It was phenomenal to watch. I just think head coaching is going to be the difference along with Kamara.
Well, give me the lame duck coach, baby. Quack, quack. Let's go.
All right, be a homer. I don't care.
It ain't being a homer. It's being a guy who knows football.
Oh,
yeah.
He knows football.
Outside your box, Steve. Come on now. Haters gonna hate. I get it. Hey, drink your haterade on my boys.
You didn't even bring up the best all-around running back for the Saints in all of football in your analysis. Yeah, tell me how you know football.
I got him on a fantasy team.
I like
He's good.
Like,
yep.
There's this
Because what did he do last year? I just gave you the stats. 72 total yards last year. Congrats, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, with who was quarterback, though?
Drew Brees.
Yeah, that's my point, because that's Drew Brees' team when he's in there. But when Teddy Bridgewater's running it...
leading up to that game, Kamara was no slouch.
Mm-hmm.
He was no slouch. Let's see here. What do you have leading up to that game? Alvin Kamara, let's see here. Total yards.
Well, Jay, tell me what the stats were 2 years ago, because that matters just as much as your stats for last year. None of it matters.
He was pretty good 2 years ago, too.
Just like last week's stats for the Cowboys don't matter when they played Miami.
2 years ago. Pro Bowl last year,
2 weeks ago,
Steve.
it didn't matter what Zeke did against the Giants. It didn't matter the first time when they played the Redskins. This is the first team they're playing. It's just going to be an eye-opening experience. Dak has been, I think... For Cowboys to win this game, Dak needs to continue this unbelievable run that he's on because he's waiting for his paycheck that Jerry just won't give him.
He's going to drop it.
And it's going to be amazing to watch.
Dropping balls on Sunday night. I get to watch my team this week. I'm excited. Bengals play the Steelers Monday night. Two teams, 0-3, both desperation.
Are you going to watch this? Who's watching this game?
Actually, I was going to say, I guess technically I have to, right? But no, I'm not watching this game. I will be at Monday Night Raw.
Yes, that's right.
Seeing the likes of Brock Lesnar, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair. Woo!
I was just being, is this the first week it's on Fox? I thought they didn't go to Fox till
next
the weekend.
Next week is on Fox.
Yeah, the 4th or whatever.
SmackDown. But this is Raw. It's still on USA Network.
Oh, okay.
But they're changing it up. I guess they have a new announce crew, which I obviously will be in the stands. Won't hear them, but a new announce crew.
Yep.
They're doing all their shuffling.
Making the changes. But, yeah.
Season premiere. Apparently they do seasons in wrestling. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's your, I guess this was premiere week. So season premiere of Raw.
It's based off of I actually was reading about this the other day. It's based off of like the TV seasons. So it's a season premiere because
because everything starts. Yeah, like Fox moving over next week is because it's the new season and premiere week.
Exactly. So I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I was being facetious because the Bengals are god awful this year. Steelers are 0-3. Both need a win. 2 0-3 teams facing each other for Monday Night Football.
I'll take the home team, which is the Steelers. Give me the Steelers, I guess, on that one. If you're going to twist some arm to make a pick, yeah, give me.
No, I mean I went Steelers. So like I said, I think Mason Rudolph's going to be a solid quarterback for Pittsburgh. I mean, he's not going to get him to the Super Bowl or anything like that. But man, the Bengals are just a mess right now.
He's no Red Ranger.
So I think the Steelers will pick up their first win, and then the Cardinals will be facing the 0-4 Bengals next week at Cincinnati. I think that'll be fascinating. So.
Oh, the next week? Oh, you're already looking ahead to next week? Come on now.
I'm just throwing it out there. We'll get the desperate Bengals next week, 0-4. So, yeah, no, I agree. Steelers are going to – Mason Rudolph's going to – we're going to see Mason Rudolph come out there. I don't even know what's going on with the Bengals. I'll probably have this game on if I'm home on there. Kids have their fall break next week with me. So I don't know how much it'll be on there, but I'm kind of interested in seeing the Bengals play because I've just seen the highlights and the scores on that, and they've looked bad in some games. They've looked really bad in other games, and I'm just curious what they really are. So I might pay attention to that, but not really do it. But yeah, Steelers are winning that game.
Yep, I like Steelers as well. What else you got for me this week, Steve?
That is it, senor. Big Brother was the big news. I don't know how we're going to pass our time with Big Brother being over.
I'm just reading all these racial controversy comments. It's all coming from Kimmy, dude. Kimmy I think she was just bitter because she got voted out. She thought she'd be better, but she didn't talk to anybody. Like, Jackson literally had he literally told her, he's like, Kimmy, you never talked to me once, except when I was in the shower. Like, you never came up and said, hey, am I safe? Like... Don't bring up your race. I mean, yeah, look, I'm not going to lie to you. Usually, Big Brother does pick a predominantly white house. Like, look at the house, guys. It's predominantly white. But then again...
Look, because last year they had Swaggy C and...
Yeah, Swaggy C and Bailey. So you get your quota of 2. But then again, I don't know how many are sending videos. I mean,
they have Latinos like JC.
Imagine,
Casey.
But let's flip a coin.
JC, Casey.
Yeah, and this year they had Ovi and they had Tommy. He was the gay guy.
I'm not going to be. Was Ovi gay? I just
Tommy was gay, but they had Ovi who was.
Oh, I'm like Ovi.
What is? I don't even know what Ovi is.
I thought Ovi was just sensitive.
Yeah, he's a sensitive little Nancy. But let's flip this. So next year,
let me put it this way.
Say next year, Big Brother After Dark is Big Brother Goes Dark, and you got like 12 black guys in there, and black, African Americans, and like 2 white people. Who the hell you think is getting voted out first? And then you ain't gonna say shit about race next year, though, are you? No. That's just respect. That's respect right there.
All I can say about that is I read like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Like that's the biggest controversies with those shows. Like I don't watch them, but the controversy with the show is it's all white. It's white, whatever. But I gotta be honest with you. Like I don't see any of that stuff. Like I was like Mickey last night when they threw that out there, and I was like, holy crap! The first 4 were minorities that he put in that thing. I didn't freaking know. I didn't pay attention.
Well, that's because, and people are like, oh, that's because you don't live on our side. But the reasoning that he had on the show was, I thought, the reasoning, and I still think that was the reasoning. Even David, the African American, who now I'm going to be that guy who says, hey, I know a black guy who said it was good. But still, sad.
I read that stuff and I just shake my head because I literally will watch.
It's the dumbest stuff.
Like I'll literally watch a whole season of that show and not think twice about that, and then I'll read something and be like, I didn't even notice.
Yep.
I guess that makes me a better person. I don't know. I just don't have that chip on my shoulder. I don't know. I like the biggest thing I'm doing is I'm like, that Irish guy is kind of annoying because most Irish people are. Most of us are. They're always angry, drink a lot. Talk like leprechauns.
I
don't know.
Anyways, that's all I have. We can talk more later, but we're already getting up there. So thanks for listening. God bless you.
We are done.
God bless the troops, and God bless America.